India receives proposal from Pakistan on the consular access to Kuldeep Yadav. The External Affairs Ministry says India weighing through the proposal in the light of the ICJ verdict. Rajya Sabha passes the National Medical Commission Bill with amendments. The bill will go back to the Lok Sabha for approval of the amendments. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says doctors' apprehensions about the bill will be addressed. The Lok Sabha passes Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2019. Mediation Panel on the Ayodhya issue submits its report to the Supreme Court. The court to hear the matter tomorrow. Supreme Court orders transfer of all the 5 cases related to the Unnao rape case to Delhi. The Delhi trial court to hear the case on a day-to-day basis. Says trial must be completed in 45 days. Also directs Uttar Pradesh government to pay 25 lakh rupees as compensation to the kin of the victim. BJP suspends Unnao rape case accused Kuldeep Singh Sengar from the party. The party spokesperson Jeevan Narasimha Rao says there is no place for a person in the party who is facing such serious charges. In international news, the US Federal Reserve cuts interest rates for the first time since 2008 global recession. The Fed Reserve chairman cites concerns about the global economy and the US inflation. And in sports news, Australia begin on a poor note after electing to bat against England in the ICC World Test Championship at Bastion in Birmingham. Hello and good evening. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli. Our top story: the Lok Sabha today passed the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2019. Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the amendments proposed in the bill aim to ensure timely admission and the completion of corporate insolvency resolution process. The minister said that the amendments to insolvency law are aimed at ensuring greater timeliness for resolution process that has to be completed in 330 days, and changes are to be made in 7 sections of the law. The minister said that proposed amendments also responds to issues pertaining to financial creditors in the wake of a recent ruling with respect to financial and operational creditors.
The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code actually has proved effective, and in the course of my answer I will certainly give figures to prove it. But then the spirit with which this code has come in, and also the way in which it has functioned, together with the types of solutions it is offering, and the expectation with which businesses are approaching for solutions through the Insolvency Code, will have to be put on record. And again, it is not the intent here that every such problematic issue related to companies are taken up only with liquidation as an agenda.
The Rajya Sabha today passed the National Medical Commission Bill 2019 with some amendments. The lower house has already cleared the National Medical Commission Bill in the current session of Parliament. The bill will go back to the Lok Sabha for approval of amendments. And replying to the debate over it, the Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that the bill seeks to repeal the Indian Medical Council Act 1956. It is aimed at providing a medical education that improves access to quality and affordable medical education. The Health Minister termed the legislation the biggest reform in the field of medical education.
मैं देश के अंदर सारे मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स को, सारे एस्पायरिंग जो डॉक्टर्स बनना चाहते हैं उनको, और जो डॉक्टरी पेशे के अंदर काम कर रहे हैं, और इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन के सदस्यों को भी, सबको मैं ये विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं मैंने जिंदगी भर दिल्ली मेडिकल एसोसिएशन और इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन के राइट्स के लिए लड़ाई लड़ी है और मेडिकल प्रोफेशन का मैं आपसे कोई कम बड़ा सपोर्टर या समर्थक नहीं हूं। आई हैव ऑलवेज फॉट फॉर प्रिजर्विंग एंड प्रोटेक्टिंग द इंटेग्रिटी ऑफ द मेडिकल प्रोफेशन। इसलिए देश के किसी भी डॉक्टर को कोई भी किसी किस्म का शक शुबा नहीं होना चाहिए। ये जो बदलाव है ये उनकी जिंदगी के अंदर एक बेहतरीन बदलाव लाने वाला है, जिसको क्वालिटेटिवली क्वांटिटेटिवली परसीव भी किया जा सकेगा, आने वाले वर्षों में मेजर भी किया जा सकेगा।
The Lok Sabha today took up discussion on the protection of children from sexual offences, the POCSO Bill 2019. The Union Minister for Women and Child Development, Smriti Irani, said that the bill contains provision for stringent punishment for crime against minors. She said that the bill proposes to punish the culprit irrespective of their gender.
POCSO bill extends its cover to children irrespective of their gender, and the perpetrator of the crime, sir, is also recognized irrespective of gender. Today, there are more opportunities for sexual predators to victimize our children. And to address this very challenge, sir, our government seeks to bring about a definition of child pornography.
On to our next top story. India has received proposal from Pakistan for consular access to the former Indian Navy commander Kuldeep Yadav. Addressing the media in New Delhi, the ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said that India is evaluating Pakistan's offer of granting consular access to Kuldeep Yadav, who was kidnapped by Pakistani security forces on false allegations.
We have received a proposal from Pakistan. We are at this point of time evaluating the proposal in the light of the judgment of the International Court of Justice. We will maintain communication with Pakistan in this matter through diplomatic channels.
India has expressed concern over the US military aid to Pakistan. The ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said that India has raised the issue through its diplomatic channel before the US.
We have taken up the matter with the US ambassador here in Delhi, as well as with the government of the United States in Washington through our ambassador. We have expressed grave concern over the US military assistance to Pakistan. What we have been told by the US side is that the proposed sale does not indicate any change in the US policy of maintaining a freeze in military assistance to Pakistan.
And let's now go across live now to the Lok Sabha, where a discussion on the POCSO Bill 2019 taking place. The Women and Child Development Minister speaking.
In fact, इस सदन की कार्रवाई अगर वो जजेस, वो पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर सुन रहे हों, जो समय अवधि के अंदर पॉक्सो के केसेस का समाधान और बच्चे को न्याय दिलवाते हैं, तो आपकी अनुमति से इस सदन की ओर से ऐसे सभी जजेस को, पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स को आभार व्यक्त करना चाहती हूं कि सदन कानून बनाता है, समय अवधि तय करता है और वो उस समय अवधि के अंतर्गत न्याय दिलवाने में अपनी ओर से योगदान देते हैं। आपने सही संकेत दिया अध्यक्ष जी, इसे हम राजनीति के न चश्मे से देखें, ना इस पर अपनी निजी राजनीति करने का प्रयास करें। और इस दिशा को देने के लिए इस सदन में, इस सदन की सांसद होने के नाते ये मेरा पहला बिल है, मैं आपका आभार व्यक्त करती हूं।
पहला बिल भी और सारा सदन आपके साथ।
और इसीलिए आज जिन लोगों ने अपनी अपनी चिंताओं को रखा, जवाब की अपेक्षा में उनको आपकी अनुमति से सूक्ष्म समय में जवाब देना चाहूंगी। ओवैसी साहब आज सभागार में नहीं है, लेकिन उन्होंने एक चिंता व्यक्त की कंसेंशुअल सेक्स की दृष्टि से।
ओवैसी साहब आजकल हर बार बोलकर चल जाते हैं।
और उन्होंने उल्लेख किया महोदय कि कैसे कंसेंट के संदर्भ में स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के सम्मुख ये विषय को रखा जाए। कंसेंट का विषय पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के सम्मुख रखा गया था और पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी ने मना कर दिया कि 18 साल से कम उम्र का आप कंसेंट मत कीजिए। महोदय, एक हमारे सांसद ने यह भी कहा कि आईपीसी की धारा और पॉक्सो की धारा के बीच में मतभेद होता है जब चाइल्ड मैरिज की बात आती है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस विषय पर अपना निर्णय देते हुए कहा, रवि जी मुझसे बेहतर, क्योंकि ये जो फ्रेज मैं बोलने वाली हूं, एब इनिशियो वॉइड, शुरू से ही ये सोच निष्क्रिय है। जिस सांसद महोदय ने ये कहा कि ये ना हो कि 18 साल से कम उम्र की लड़की के माथे पर सिंदूर लगा दिया, गले में मंगलसूत्र लगा दिया, उसके बाद असॉल्ट किया, अब्यूज किया, रेप किया और संरक्षण शादी का मांगा। सुप्रीम कोर्ट इस विषय पर अपना मत दे चुकी है और ये क्राइम भी है। ये क्राइम भी है और मैं आपके माध्यम से सदन को बताना चाहती हूं कि चाइल्ड मैरिज एक्ट में इसके संदर्भ में हम मंत्रालय में काम कर रहे हैं ताकि कोई अनोमली इन टर्म्स ऑफ लॉ ना रहे। आज सदन में शताब्दी जी के साथ साथ कई लोगों ने उल्लेख किया कि किस प्रकार से हम बच्चा परेशान ना हो, लड़का लड़की या थर्ड जेंडर, बार बार उसे टेस्टिफाई करना पड़े, बार बार वो अपने उस ट्रॉमा को जिए। मैं सदन को अवगत कराना चाहती हूं कि सेक्शन 24 से लेकर सेक्शन 27 तक चाइल्ड फ्रेंडली प्रोसीजर्स क्या है, बच्चे के वक्तव्य की रिकॉर्डिंग से लेकर पूरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन तक बच्चे का संरक्षण कैसे किया जाए, उसका पूरा प्रावधान, उसका पूरा ब्यौरा है। उसमें यह भी है कि एग्रेसिव क्वेश्चनिंग ना हो, बच्चे का कैरेक्टर असैसिनेशन ना हो और बच्चे को बार बार लाकर गवाही देने पर मजबूर ना किया जाए, ये पहले से ही प्रावधान हो चुका है। कुछ वरिष्ठ सांसदों ने यह भी चिंता व्यक्त की कि अगर बच्चा दिव्यांग हो तो दिव्यांगता की दृष्टि से क्या विशेष प्रावधान है संरक्षण का। तो न सिर्फ चाइल्ड विद स्पेशल नीड्स के लिए ट्रांसलेटर, स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स क्या प्रावधान है, अगर उसे कोई मेडिकल भी मदद चाहिए तो उसका भी प्रावधान इस कानून के तहत दिया जाता है, किया गया है। महोदय, हमारे वरिष्ठ नेता जेडीयू से उन्होंने एक विटनेस प्रोटेक्शन की दृष्टि से अपनी चिंता को व्यक्त किया। राजीव रंजन जी ने कहा कि कई बार विटनेस को केस की समय अवधि में ना पूरा होने की वजह से विटनेस के ऊपर बार बार प्रेशर लाया जाता है कि वो रिकैंट करे। मैं आपके माध्यम से सदन में कई सांसदों ने इस चिंता को व्यक्त किया तो उनको बताना चाहूंगी कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर्स के अंतर्गत विटनेस प्रोटेक्शन स्कीम 2018 की पूरी जानकारी सभी राज्यों को दे चुकी है सरकार। एक स्टैंडिंग कमेटी होगी डिस्ट्रिक्ट और सेशन जज के अंतर्गत, जो इसकी कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी है। वो अगर किसी भी विटनेस को प्रोटेक्शन की जरूरत है तो थ्रेट असेसमेंट भी देखता है और उसके बाद अगर विटनेस की आइडेंटिटी भी चेंज करनी है उसका भी निर्णय लेने के लिए सक्षम है, विटनेस को रिलोकेट करने के लिए भी सक्षम है। और भारत सरकार ने आग्रह किया है कि सभी राज्य विटनेस प्रोटेक्शन फंड अपने यहां पर स्थापित कर लें। हमारी सांसद कांग्रेस से ज्योतिर्मणि जी, उन्होंने उल्लेख किया विशेष, अगर परपेट्रेटर चाइल्ड हो तो क्या हो, उसको सजाए मौत नहीं होनी चाहिए। दैट if the perpetrator is a juvenile should not be sentenced to death. The JJ Act, sir, covers this very aspect. If the Juvenile Justice Board finds the person to be of adult mind and if the child is above the age of 16, only then under the supervision of the Juvenile Justice Board and taking into cognizance the Juvenile Justice Act, sir, a court is deemed fit to take its decision. Hence, let nobody here presume that if the perpetrator is below the age of 16, will be hanged till death. Enough precautions are available in the Act to ensure that proper justice and facilities are given even to child perpetrators. It should, however, sir, be a matter of concern for us that the number of child perpetrators in our country is increasing. Many honorable members of parliament here spoke about the data, sir, pertaining to 2016. It is my assumption, sir, and I can be corrected by the honorable members, some read out of newspaper reports, some read out of some magazine clips possibly, or from some news channel. The data the government has, sir, with regards to 2016 is this, that cases under POCSO, 36,022 were registered and 42,196 people have been arrested.
The discussion on the POCSO Amendment Bill taking place in the Lok Sabha, and of course this is a bill that makes the punishment more stringent for sexual crimes against children and provides for death penalty in the cases of aggravated sexual assault. The Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani also in fact talking about the various provisions of this important bill, and this was moved by the Women and Child Development Minister for consideration and passage, and in fact she's also said that the bill provides for levying fines and imprisonment to curb the child pornography. We'll keep a track of developments on that front coming in from Parliament, but moving on now to some other news coming in from Supreme Court, which has adopted a stern stand on investigation in the Unnao rape case today. The Supreme Court has ordered to transfer the trial of all the 5 cases related to Unnao rape incident from Uttar Pradesh to Delhi. The court said that the trial court judge in Delhi will hear the case on day-to-day basis and complete the trial within 45 days. The Supreme Court has also directed the Uttar Pradesh government to pay 25 lakh rupees as compensation to the victim. Besides that, Supreme Court is also likely to pass a judgment tomorrow about the airlifting of the Unnao rape survivor and her lawyer to Delhi for advanced medical treatment after consulting with the family members of the victim. Earlier, Supreme Court had questioned the Secretary General on delay in placing the letter before the Chief Justice of India. To this, the Secretary General of the court told that the court on average receives around 5,800 letters a month, and the registry came to know that a letter was written by the Unnao case victim only after media reports highlighted this fact, and the CJI said that the victim should be shifted to AIIMS if she is in a condition to be moved from the Lucknow hospital. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today released book The Dynamics of Indian Education, written by Professor Rajput in New Delhi. The book covers a whole gamut of issues relating to the Indian education system. Speaking on the occasion, the Vice President said that we must reform education system to do away with rote learning. He added that we need to promote concept learning, critical thinking, creativity, problem-solving skills, and also multilingualism and digital literacy to enable students to face the challenges and successfully pursue their career. The Vice President stressed that our education system must remain deeply rooted to culture while simultaneously steadfastly pursuing the new frontiers of knowledge. The chairman of Prasar Bharati, Dr. A. Surya Prakash, said that the new education policy shall be useful to impart skills in the university students.
We have had earlier education policies like the Kothari Commission, and Dr. Rajput has dealt with that in his book. That was in 1965, but nothing came out of it. In fact, Dr. Kothari has spoke a lot in his commission report about vocationalization of education, but nothing came out of it. If we had done that at that time, we would have a different kind of education system. So the absence of skills is a very major issue in the country, and Dr. Rajput has dealt a lot on that subject.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. Thanks for being with us.